Brave men and women in uniform are making unbelievable sacrifices to protect our security interests around the globe. They and their families deserve our deepest respect and gratitude. But we should not expect the military to shoulder the entire burden. The State Department and our other civilian foreign affairs agencies have a critical role to play in protecting U.S. national security. Diplomacy, development, and defense are the three key pillars of our U.S. national security policy. By wisely investing resources to strengthen our diplomatic capabilities, we can help prevent conflicts before they start and head off conditions that lead to failed states. For years, we have failed to provide the State Department with the resources it desperately needs to pursue its core missions. With the expansion of U.S. diplomatic responsibilities in the 1990s and the more recent demands of Iraq and Afghanistan, the Foreign Service has been strained to the breaking point. 16% of all positions are currently unfilled. 1 in 9 positions overseas is vacant. As Secretary of Defense Robert Gates recently stated, quote, "It has become clear that American civilian institutions of diplomacy and development have been chronically undermanned and underfunded for far too long." The legislation before us today, Mr. Chairman, takes an important first step in correcting that situation. It supports President Obama's request for funding to hire over 1,000 new staff, including at least 750 Foreign Service officers. 332 of these positions will be used to immediately expand our diplomatic presence in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and other strategic areas. A further 213 positions will be dedicated to improving and expanding training in critical needs languages such as Arabic, Chinese, Hindi, and Urdu. The bill also provides resources requested by the administration for significant numbers of new public diplomacy officers, arms control experts, counterterrorism specialists. And the bill has important provisions to promote more strategic thinking in the State Department and help the Foreign Service transition from traditional diplomatic framework to a more expeditionary one. To help ensure the Department can continue to attract the best and brightest and retain these professionals over the long term, H.R. 24 closes the pay gap that currently results in a 21% pay cut when junior Foreign Service officers leave Washington on assignment. The bill also authorizes funds to pay our full dues and all recognized arrearages to the United Nations. The legislation supports a significant expansion of the Peace Corps, an increase in international broadcasting activities, a vigorous public diplomacy effort, and a strengthened Arms Control and Nonproliferation Bureau at the State Department, which will soon be under the head of our dear colleague, Ms. Tauscher. In addition, the bill creates a new foundation to significantly increase the number of American students studying abroad, enhances U.S. efforts to help Mexico and other Latin American countries reduce drug violence, and addresses a number of key human rights and democracy issues around the world. H.R. 2410 also reforms our system of export controls for military technology, improves oversight of U.S. security assistance, and requires a report to Congress on actions taken by the United States to maintain Israel's qualitative military edge. This legislation is supported by a wide range of organizations, from the United States Chamber of Commerce and the National Association of Manufacturers on one hand to Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International on the other. From the Aerospace Industries Association, the Satellite Industry Association on one hand to CARE, Oxfam, the Peace Corps Association, Refugees International, and the Genocide Intervention Network on the other. The Save Darfur